In this lesson, we're going to continue to use our understanding of division to divide two-digit numbers by one-digit numbers using partitioning. And in this lesson, we're going to be using our known multiplication facts to predict remainders when dividing. So opening up our textbook, we can see that our first problem is relating to our playground, and the teacher's trying to get the children to stand in two lines. For question 1a, we're asking, how do you know that the children cannot form two equal lines? So take a look at the number of children. Is it odd or even? What does that tell you about whether we can form equal lines? And then for question 1b, we're asking, the children try to form two equal lines. How many will there be in each line? And will there be any children left over? So now you can pause the video and turn to your textbook and try and answer both of those questions. So question 1a, how do you know that the children cannot form two equal lines, and be thinking about whether the number is odd or even and what will happen then? And then question 1b, if you do place the children into two equal lines, how many will be in each line and how many children would be left over, if any are left over at all? So pause the video now and turn to your textbooks, and then we'll have a look at the strategies you used in order to answer these questions. So let's look at question 1a. How do you know that the children cannot form two equal lines? Well, we can see from the image that there's 29 children in total. And when we think of that number, we can tell that 29 is an odd number, and that odd numbers cannot be halved. They cannot be divided by two equally. We cannot divide that number equally. It means we're going to have some left over if we're going to divide them into equal groups. For question 1b, the children tried to form two equal lines. How many will there be in each line? Will there be any left over? We're going to use the same strategy as we used in the last lesson. And we're going to begin by taking that number 29 and partitioning it into our tens and ones. So we have two tens, or 20. And we have 9 ones, or 9. The next stage is that I'm going to represent that 29, those two tens and 9 ones, using base 10. And we can see from the image on the screen that my 20 becomes 2 10 sticks and my 9 becomes 9 1 cubes. Now I'm going to focus just on my tens column at the moment, and we can see that I've got 20, we've got 2 10 sticks. I'm going to divide that into 2. So I'm going to share my 20 into 2 equal groups. And now we can see that those 20, those 2 10 sticks shared into 2 equal groups gives us one set of 10 in each group, or 10 in each group. And as a number sentence, we can see this as 20 divided by 2 equals 10. For my next step, I'm going to focus solely on the ones, and we can remember that we partitioned our 29 into 2 tens, or 20, and 9 ones. So we're going to be looking at the 9 ones. And in this instance, I'm going to share my 9 into 2 equal groups. And we can see that when we share 9 into 2 equal groups, we get 4 in each group, but we have 1 left over. That gives us our remainder of 1. And recorded as a number sentence, that shows us that 9 divided by 2 equals 4, remainder 1. And we can see now that we had our 29, which we partitioned to our tens and ones. So 29 divided by 2 is the same as 20 divided by 2, which gives us 10, and 9 divided by 2, which gives us 4, remainder 1. And when we put that information together, the 20 divided by 2 equals 10, the 9 divided by 2 equals 4, remainder 1, it gives us our number sentence of 10 plus 4, remainder 1, equals 14, remainder 1. So for our first sum, 29 divided by 2 will give us the answer 14, remainder 1. And looking at our next question, we can follow exactly the same strategy. So there are 38 children in a playground and they need to stand in 3 lines. So our first step with this is going to be partitioning our number 38 into our tens, and we know that that will be 3 tens, or 30, and 8 ones, or 8. And then we're going to represent that using our best. And we can see we've got our 3 10 sticks and our 8 1 cubes. And now what we'll be looking at is focusing just on the tens, where we can work out our number sentence of 30 divided by 3. And we can put our 3 tens and share them equally into 3 groups. And we can see that each group has 10. And then we can do exactly the same with our 8 and share that into 3 groups. And we can see that with these, we're going to have our 2 in each group. And that's going to give us a remainder of 2. So 38 divided by 3 gives us an answer of 10 plus 2, remainder 2. And we can add those together to give us 12, remainder 2. And we can work out the inverse of that, so we can work out that 12 times 3 gave us an answer of 36, and that leaves us 2 more to add on. So now you're going to move on to the rest of the questions in that textbook before moving on to your independent activity. And I would recommend pausing this slide, keeping it in front of you, just so you can keep referring back to this strategy. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing your independent work.